All right, here we are with the sweet Miss Zoey. If you remember from your paper, the training goes free play, training, walk, bed, reflect. Free play, training, walk, bed, reflect. Free play, training, walk, bed, reflect. We want to do that 3 times each day. During training, we'll do it 3 to 4 times a day, and the cycles will be very long. When they go home, we'll talk more kind of about what the schedule looks like. But it's the same schedule, but you can make them a lot smaller if you need to. So she had free play over at the kennel. She got to play with friends and get those wiggles out. Free play can look like fetch in the backyard, just chilling in a fenced-in backyard, or if you have like a zip line or something for them if you don't have a fenced-in area. It's just their time to get those wiggles out. What they can't do is all the naughty things. You still don't want her eating poop. You still don't want her jumping on people. You still don't want her getting on top of the table, any of those things. But everything else, she can just have fun. That was free play. Training walk. You saw the training walk, our first training walk session. She did pretty good for her first time. We still have lots to learn, but we went over 3 of the 5 tools, and we'll learn the other 2 tools as we go. And so that is, every walk will be that way from now on. Short, loose leash, walking with this. Now we are on to the bed. So we had free play, training walk, now we're on the bed. This is the elevated bed. You'll need to make sure you have one. If you don't have one yet, go ahead and order one now so that it's home when she goes home. The reason the elevated bed is important is it gives a dramatic step to being naughty. You can see she has her paws hanging off, but they're not touching the ground. If I had a flat surface, she would be laying off of it and I'd constantly be correcting. Eventually she'll get to a flat surface and that's fine. All right, we'll go in more depth about the bed. But so we came in from the training walk. I took the transitional leash off the nose. So you can see it's off the nose and it's just still around the neck. Yeah. My banister is just in the perfect spot that I put the leash on the banister. So my puppies, when they get up to try to run off their bed, they can't get very far. If you don't have a banister, that's totally fine. Most of the time, I'm not able to use the banister because the dogs are too big, or they pull too hard, or I have multiple dogs. So it's not a big deal. But it's just nice to have that I can do that. So the leash is left on and around the neck so that when she does get off and run, I can quickly step on the leash and abruptly bring her back to the bed using the leash. I don't want to love on her while doing that because it was her being naughty. So that's why that leash is on there. Once she's staying on the bed consistently, I'll take that leash off. So it's just on there to help me out. All right, so I brought her in. I placed her on the bed, took the transition leash off the nose, put it on my banister so I had it, and then I just gave her a good rub down. Often people ask me, well, when do I get to love on them and tell them how good they are? You tell me I can't talk while we're on the walk, and I can't tell them they're good after they've been bad, so when can I tell them? This is it. This is your golden moment. So I take the transition leash off the nose, and I just love all over. I can love her head. This is when I familiarize her with touching her paws. She's a doodle, so she gets groomed all the time, so she's probably not a big deal for her, but we just want to get her used to everything. I touch the tails, I touch the feet, I touch everything, and I just notice if there's any burrs in there or if she doesn't like anything, and if she doesn't like it, I'm going to do it even more because I want her to get used to it because I don't want the kids to cause her to react or anything, right? So we're just familiarizing her to everything. And then once I'm done loving on her, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk C shapes. I'm just going to go from here, and I'm just going to walk around and around and around until my C shapes get bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm just defining the space for her. My island's actually in the way, so I kind of have to stop on one side, but you get the picture. I'm just creating a barrier for her so she knows I'm watching and I can quickly correct. When she gets off her bed, I'm gonna make a chick noise. I'm gonna walk back over. I'm gonna apply distance pressure. That's where I stand in front of her like this until she puts her bum down on the bed. Once her bum is down on that bed, I can walk away and continue doing my C shapes if that's what I was doing, which that's what it was. Oh, she's just adjusting. So I'm gonna go back to my C shapes. Once I've done a few C shapes and she's no longer getting off that bed, I'm gonna go about my day. I got the kids off to school this morning, but I've not cleaned up the kitchen. So her bed is placed meticulously so I can clean the kitchen. I can grab my laundry and fold my laundry on my couch. If we're all watching TV, we can watch TV with her. My dogs go over there. Clyde's over here for training, and Zoe's over here. So I want to make sure when she's in the home, she is either on her bed, on a leash with me or in her reflection space. We'll go over reflection space. Oh, she's wound herself up. We'll go over reflection space more, but for our home, it looks like a crate in my laundry room. For your home, some people utilize crates. Some people don't utilize crates. It's up to you. Sorry, I'm just untangling her hair. But reflection space is a calm, quiet place for her. No windows, no distractions, no toys, nothing to play with. It's a time for her to be able to think about the training, think about here. So here's the distance pressure. I'm just standing in front of her face until she puts her bum down. As soon as that bum goes down, I quickly release that pressure. So a space for her to just reflect on all the training she's done. So that comes after the bed. So now, so in the home, she can only do those things, right? Be in her reflection space, be on the bed, or be on the leash. You can see I've probably, even before getting out the camera, I've probably corrected her 40 times. It's totally fine. I'm gonna have to do it like 960 times a day. So I'm in a space where I can do that. Again, so if I'm washing dishes here, I can quickly correct her. The trick is to correct as soon as she gets off the bed. She needs to be in a calm state of mind. What I'm wanting this bed to be is her safe space. Her space to go, even once she no longer needs it, but she's had a rough day and she wants to go to her space. She knows it's safe. She hears fireworks and she's terrified. She needs that safe space to go that's not a human, so that it can always be there, and a way for her to soothe herself. Often as humans, we try to become that person for them. That's not good for anyone to be dependent upon someone else to calm us, right? It's important for them to learn how to have those self-calming tools. So having this space is important. In the beginning, especially children are like, oh, hey, it's like timeout. She does feel that way a little bit in the beginning. She will probably. And that's totally fine. It's like when a toddler moves out of your bedroom and into their own bedroom. It feels a little bit scary and a little bit unsure and a little bit like, well, what did I do to have to leave mom and dad's room? You did nothing. You're just old enough that you need your own space. So once she does this a lot, she's going to learn to love this space. Again, in the beginning, she's not. So you will have to understand that it's important for her growth, for her ability to be able to cope and take care of herself. Here she's wrapped herself up again. So I'm just going to unwrap her. There we go. While she's on her bed, I'm going to do my normal life things. I'm not going to stand here and watch her. I repeat, I'm not going to stand here and just watch her. You're going to do other things. We talk about a lot in the videos that this sort of training is a lifestyle change for you and for her. You're going to have to learn to multitask. Instead of me doing my laundry in my laundry room, I'm going to do it on the couch so that I can watch her. I'm going to do my dishes in here so I can watch her. I'm going to move her bed into my office so that when I need to do my office work, she's in my office and I can correct her the entire time. Shh. See how that leash came in handy? The entire time I'm doing my office work. So I'm just going to stand in front of her face till she puts her bum down. Once that bum goes down, I release that pressure. We're just going to take this down so it stops. She's not running anywhere fast right now. I thought she would be a bigger flighter, but she's not flighting very fast. If I notice her chewing on my leash, I would get a different leash so that she doesn't chew on my expensive leash. You will get one of these when she goes home, but they are like $35, so you don't really want her chewing on it. So if you catch her, I would switch it out for like a cheap Dollar Tree leash. That way it's not such a hard loss if she does chew it when you're not catching it quickly. All right, so we're on the bed. Now we're just going to stay here for the next 2+ hours. We're just going to chill here on the bed, and then we'll go to reflection, and then we'll start the whole process over again. And we're just going to do this over and over and over again while she learns that this is the place where she wants to be calm, cool, and collected.